friendship changed. There were fewer times I required her help, but as she grew older, there were more times she would require my help with various things. But that never changed our friendship. We actually grew closer as the years passed. She would make breakfast and lunch for us to eat together in the break room, and would even go out of her way to accommodate my picky tastes. She made pancit with virtually no vegetables because she watched me eat around them. And she frequently sent me home with food because she knows I don't really cook. That was the kind of thoughtful person she was. After one weekend shift together, she was in a car accident on her way home, and she called me to see if I would come help talk to the police and finish driving her home. Shortly afterwards, she realized she could rely on me to do more than just lift heavy boxes for her. We went together to purchase a new car, although it took another friend of Max's to help smooth out the costs. And I began spending more time out at her work visiting and helping her out with random requests, like all the pesky HOA violations they left to come. She never forgot to thank me. She always gave me a card for my birthday and a gift, and for Christmas. And she would make lumpia for me to take home with helping for things she thought might be cumbersome, because she was always appreciative for every small thing. Eventually, after her retirement, I would visit her more frequently, and we would tackle all sorts of things, especially after she stopped driving. Trips to the market and bank, to the medical appointments and dentist, trips to the hairdresser, or rides home from dialysis, always with a stop for lunch together. She loved chatting and staying up to date with all the changes to our lab, and felt a deep connection to it. As far as I know, she never used a computer at home and didn't have Wi-Fi. But she was fiercely independent, and even though she slowed down, as long as we went at her pace, her ability to conquer tasks seemed endless. She even managed a month-long trip back to the Philippines while balancing her need for dialysis. One of the most important things I learned from Miami was how to have a positive outlook. I remember her telling our coworkers how she felt she was living her second life after her kidney transplant, and how grateful she was for every day. As I spent more time visiting with her, I learned one of her favorite phrases was, "at least." Like, it may have rained all week, but at least the flowers will bloom. You may have hurt your knee snowboarding, but at least nothing is broken or sprained. It got to the point that in conversations with her, I began to find the silver lining in bad situations, and would use the same phrase with her. "This was a tough week at work, but at least it's the weekend." Sometimes the only reply necessary was, "at least," and a smile. That is how I'll always remember her. I'm sad that she is gone, but at least she isn't dealing with pain in dialysis or from her neuropathy. I miss my friend, but at least she can be with God and the people who've gone before her. At least.
Sally and Mario, and your sister in the Philippines, who was close to me. I'm Shirley Juarez Israel of Yucaipa Seventh-day Adventist Church, and I am giving this tribute and remembrance to my friend Miami, whom I have bonded more than most of you, because we were classmates in dialysis at Redlands, the Vita, 3 days a week, at least 4 hours together, and we bonded like sisters. And I was listening to this beautiful program and the golden voices of the UPCC, and I wish I would follow, like the way I say goodbye to her. It's going to be a brief remembrance and tribute. And I'm calling on our friends in Yucaipa. One by one, please join me here. Otherwise, I will collapse. Dr. Chinny Daiki, Virgin Bilbao, please join me. Esther Acob, please join me here, and we will sing a brief song, Nearer My God to Thee. It will not compete with the UPCC, but I know it will reach heaven, because that was the last song that the victims of Titanic sang. Before we sing, please join us here. Linda Villarreal, Who else were with us in Eufemia? Please. I know our voices will be joined by the angels, and Miami will join us too. Before we sing that, let me give poetry, which I used to teach at UP, University of the Philippines, Diliman. I used to teach literature. And this is a poem by an old maid like Miami. When I am dead, my dearest, sing no sad songs for me. Plant thou no roses on my head, nor shady cypress tree. Be the green grass above with showers and dewdrops wet. And if thou wilt, remember, and if thou wilt, forget. I shall not see the shadows, I shall not see the rain, I shall not hear the nightingale sing on as if in pain, and dreaming through the twilight, that neither rise nor death. Happy will I remember, and happy will I forget. So don't cry for me, Argentina. Just say goodbye. So when I heard our very good Pastor Elijah Breto, I was telling him, Pastor, don't get tired praying for me. Every time I go to the hospital, I am on my ninth years of challenging God. Lord, if it is time, let me go. Maybe it's not yet time. I still have to be purged. My dear Miami is already ready to meet her God. So our good pastor, he loves me. We love him very much. You remember what he said? He is half Filipino already. Every time I go to the hospital, he is there praying for me. The last time I was going to be intubated, I say, Pastor, I don't want you to pray for life. I want you to let God do what he wants. If I'm ready, get him. If I'm not, I'm still here. So I'm still here. Giving all the trials and tribulations to Eduardo Israel, whom I have married 56 years ago. And then we say, what's your secret of having long marriages? And then he will say, 56 years of Ed. What was your term? In Spanish, mala hierba nunca muere. Bad seed never dies. Okay, listen to the golden voice background. Raw voices, no accompaniment. And maybe if you want to pity us, join us. I didn't want to let our pastor Elijah Greco. He is a good singer, a violinist, and he is a Russian KGB. This is an international voice. Virgin Bilbao from Spain. Dr. Dyke is from Kenya. Nigeria. She is from Mexico.
Born here, though.
Yeah. And Esther Jacob is from the great nation, Philippines. Yeah. And me, I'm from the chosen tribe of Israel. Nearer, my God. Ready. Nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer to thee. And though it be abroad, God praiseth me. Still now my soul shall be nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer to thee. Thank you.
I didn't feel I have to leave this pulpit without saying a word about my friend, Miami. I met Miami at United SDA Church, and we became friends. We used to stop by after church, chat, and pray together. Then it came to the point that she had an accident and lost her car. She didn't have a means of coming to church anymore. So my other friend, Linda, said, Chini, Miami can't come to, church anymore because she had an accident. She said, well, do you mind? You pick up Miami and I take her back home. I said, oh my. I said, Linda, but I'm really very poor at driving. The only place I know to drive to is Yucaipa Church, and they go groceries. When I go away from Yucaipa, I take the bus. Because I said I can't be driving that far. Then she said, okay, I'll tell you how to get to Miami's place. I said, she gave me directions. I said, Linda, I'm still confused. Then I called Miami. I said, Miami, you might know a better way for me to get to your place. She told me the simplest way to get there. Then Sabbath mornings, no, Friday evenings, I give her a call. I said, Miami, how are you? How was the dialysis this week? She said, Chidi, although I was tired, but now, I feel better. I said, I'll pick you up for Saturday. She said, what time? I said, well, the first time we said we had a series of business, so we have to make it early, by 9:30. She said, okay. I went there, she invited me in. We sat for a while she got ready. I said, oh, Miami, you have a beautiful home. How are you living there yourself? And how do you manage? She said, Chini, I got this home so that my relatives, when they come from the Philippines, and they have no place to stay, then they're saying, that's why I got the big home. I said, oh. I said, well, God bless you. That's a wonderful thought, what you're doing. That's how the Lord is using you. Then we get into the car, we pray and say, Lord, please take us to your Catholic church safely. Because I'm not a good driver. And we get there, and the people at the lobby, they will see us say, oh, this is your friend. Well, they got to know us. He said, oh, she's always bringing this, friend of hers to church. I said, I don't mind. Then after church, because I have to go and attend to my grandchildren, Linda will take Miami home. That's how I got to really, even though we are friends before, but we became closer. And every Friday evening, I said, Miami, how was your week? With the dialysis. He said, I'm here. What time are you coming to pick me up? I said, maybe be ready between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. She said, I'll be ready. And sometimes she'll come out of her house and meet me by the driveway we drive off. And people got to know that, oh, you are Miami, you know? I say, yeah, she's now my good friend. But the thing that struck me was the last time I went there, I called Friday evening as usual. I said, Miami, will you be ready at this time? I didn't get any reply. I said, this is strange. This is strange. She always calls me back. I said, oh, Chine, I couldn't get to the phone. So I'm calling you back to tell you what time you'll be there. I waited. Then Saturday morning, I called again before I headed out. I said, Miami, I'm coming. Be ready. I didn't get any answer when I called. Then I drove to her place. I called from the car. I said, Miami, I'm by your, driveway. No reply. I said, no, this is unusual. And I walked up, rang the doorbell, stayed for a while, no reply. I really got concerned. But the last thing she had told me that with the dialysis it was so painful. I said, she said she had to stop them after 3 hours instead of 4 because of the pain. I said, maybe you have to call your doctor, maybe there may be a blockage there. Oh boy. Then I got to church. The people who were greeters said, where is your friend? I said, I'm concerned. I didn't hear from my friend this morning. That's why I couldn't bring her to church. And when they are not, I started really concerned. Then I rationalized and said maybe she, because of the pain she was having, maybe she was hospitalized. I didn't know which hospital. Then I told, Linda, and I said, Chia, you did? I said, no, Miami, I didn't get any. I was really concerned. The next thing I did, that my friend Miami just called me back. I thank God that I got the chance to know her. She's kind, humble, and loves the Lord. Well, I thank God we have resurrection. That's what gives me assurance that I'll see my dear friend again. I thank God for Jesus. He loves all of us, no matter where we come from. No matter where we come from. When we belong to the same thing, we're all brothers and sisters. And we love each other. Yes, I'll see Miami again when the Lord comes. Amen.
Can you hear me? Yeah. I have a soul voice. I just want to make sure to let you know I can sing. I don't have voice. In behalf of the family and my sister Mary, sincerely condolence to my other family. I've been part of Auntie Mimi's journey to know her as Auntie. Auntie Mimi always kept telling me how her brother been going. Your son is that reminiscing the memories when they were growing up and how she get protected and taken care of. I met Auntie Mimi through Sandy, a very good friend and considered a sister and part of my family. I've known Auntie through Sandy in several occasions and trip around California, which Sandy always included Auntie to join in several vacations. I became close to her. She's kind, understanding, and genuinely a trusted person in good faith. She's a God-fearing and strong defense and integrity of what she is. She is for what she is. I visited her several occasions. She shares with me the memories of her life. I know Auntie Mimi is quiet and sensitive person, but she's smart enough to overcome obstacles. Auntie Mimi is a sincere, kind-hearted, good listener, and a trustworthy person. When you need a friend to talk to, she's always there to listen. She's a simple and ordinary auntie, but with strong value and integrity of what she is. She has a good sense of humor. We had one incident that we will never forget about when we talk about reservations in hotel. Was the cheapest place to stay, which one time we were looking for, we're talking about one place that we stay in, and she mentioned about, it's better to stay in the airport, so you should not, she said you're not able to pay off. This is 3 days or 3 days before I found out that Auntie Mimi is already passed away. It was Sunday, the first week of the week. She called me, and unfortunately, I missed her call. So I called her back after my work hours. It's rare for her to have a conversation and express how she felt since she came back from the Philippines. I would say, when I look back on my phone, it's been almost like 20 minutes of conversation, which is so unbelievable that Auntie Mimi would talk to you about conversations like that. We usually say hi and hello and, and say goodbye. It's all about good things of seeing her relatives and everyone that she cares for. She's thankful along the way. Sadly took her to the Philippines. She deeply appreciated all her nieces who took care of her and had opportunity to have her and spend time while she's there. This is about the conversations we had, which is very unusual for me because she's not like this. She mentioned about Auntie Mirna, who's there for her during our visit to the Philippines. She mentioned to me about coming in here to visit and stay with her soon, and I think she's really excited about that. She said to me, this is the way she said it to me, I felt like may kasama ko at may kausap among me. Waking up in the middle of the night. My response to Auntie Mimi is, Auntie, nag-a-adjust ka lang kasi the time change and still your body adjusting after all. I said to her, okay ka naman, Auntie? Sabi niya, oo naman. Then I follow up yung dialysis niya for the next day, which is Monday. She said, oo nga, bukas ng dialysis ko. Then I told Auntie, Happy Mother's Day, because that day is a Mother's Day. You being good to me, I told the Auntie, and I appreciated it. She asked me when you're coming back from here. Sabi ko, maybe June, because I have to work on my schedule. The last thing that she told me that really is, that kind of wondered me after the end of the conversation is, she said, bahala ka na kay Sandy. Life is short and tomorrow is not ours. Thank you, Auntie Mimi, with all the memories you shared and selflessness. You're so very kind. Not only to me, you touched my life, and I will never forget you.
when I was at PUC, I really don't know very much about Miami. Because she was already in the hospital and I was still in school. And Mario was one of our science teacher, and I was the secretary of the science department. That has been so long until I came to the States, and she came to the States, I think from Saudi Arabia.
Kuwait.
I'm not so sure where she came. And then we met in one of the churches. And I said, "Oh, Miana, you're here." I said, yeah, I'm here. So, and then later on, she was still staying in Burbank, and I was already retired in Yucaipa. And then, but once in a while, Sabbath, I said, "Come to the house and spend with us." And even though I said, "I'm not a good cook, but you just try my cooking." I said, "You come to the house." So now and then they come to the house, especially if Ida comes. I know really Ida comes to the house, and then we spend the afternoon in the Sabbath in my house, and then we eat together. And if you have some extra, I said, "Miani, take it home, take it home." So she took that food at home. And then, but I was shocked the other weeks that I brought food to Chile. And then she said, "I don't want to tell you about Miami." I said, "Why? What happened in Miami?" "I don't want to tell you. I want to talk to you personally." And then she said, "Miami passed away." I said, How did it happen?" And then she told me the story, what she's telling you this afternoon. And I said, "I can't believe it. But those days, we have a good time in our house, and then we spend, and we are talking about our varieties in the Philippines. But later on, I moved to Inland Empire Church. And then that's the time that we have not seen each other. But sometimes, once in a while, because we have a food drive in our church, sometimes I brought some vegetables and some other food to her. So I really miss Miami, and I hope that everybody of us, by God's help, we try our best to be faithful, that when we are in heaven, we can see Miami.
Amen.
Amen.
Power on, Bluetooth, pairing. Bluetooth. Bluetooth connected.
Good evening. I'm Marian Cabigas, the wife of Mr. Celestino Cabigas. On behalf of MSI, the Office Wing of Miami, I know her too. And I want to render this tribute, an interpretative dance for Jesus and for Mary. Because the Lord is telling me right now, come on, do that dance as tribute in order for the name of the Lord to be lifted up. And we all love Miami. Thank you, Jesus. may just could not express my gratitude. All that I am to ever hope to be, I only know to be. God be the glory. To God be the glory for the things He has done. With His blood, He has saved me. With His power, He has raised me. To God be the glory for the things He has done. Just let me live my life. Let it be pleasing, Lord, to Thee. Until I can make praise, it goes to God. He has saved me. With His power, He has raised me. To God be the glory for the things He has done. Thank you, my Lord Jesus.
Sister wants you to read her message.
Hello, good evening. I am Sandy Manalo, and I have been with Athene for a long time. The longest time. I'm like her daughter. For those of you who can recognize me, I'm the one who takes her to church in Yucaipan, drops her off at dialysis, picks her up in VA at VA, and yeah, I've been taking her places because she has no way of doing that except somebody takes her. So it's my pleasure to give her that. Anyways, I'm going to read my sister's message for her. My sister Eftin, we are the daughters of Mingoy, their youngest, who offered his kidney to her. And those two siblings have the strongest bond because they grew up together, and they're like less than a year apart. Yeah, so they're very close, and their love included us, the children. Okay, so this is my sister's message for her. Losing a mother again truly pains me. I know I was being really taken care of even before I was born. She wanted all the best for me, from all the baby clothes, etc. All my life growing up, Auntie Mimi has provided for the wants, especially while she was in Kuwait. My sister and I enjoyed her frequent visits when she's on her off days, and Mamsi was also our playground while she was working there, and enjoyed the trips to the cafeteria, choosing anything we wanted to eat. It was such a joy being with her as she treats us like her own children. So it was very painful to see her in pain prior to transplant. Though my heart bleeds seeing my father in pain also when he donated his kidney, I believe in my heart it was worth saving her life too. As a child, I promised her that if I ever get a house of my own, I will take care of her. Truly, the Lord was gracious. He allowed me to spend precious times with her when she came recently. I will truly miss a loving, generous, and caring auntie. I can't wait to see you in the resurrection morning together with my tatay and mom.
Hi everyone, it's me again. I'm the one whose laptop went out during the beautiful eulogy that Mario read on behalf of Ate. So now that we're plugged in, if you don't mind, I think it's beautiful enough to hear again, hopefully. So just so that I can also hear it again. Thank you. Thrive, enjoy, and continue. I'm Beng Manalo Ramos Mortel, the daughter of Mayani Manalo's second eldest sister, Elena. I'm also the eldest among Auntie Mimi's nieces and nephews. Auntie Mimi was like a fairy godmother to me, who created magical moments when I was growing up. Let me bring you those moments. The very first magic she did was the magic of kind words. Did you know that Auntie Mimi wrote me a letter months before I was born? Yes, she did. The letter spoke of love for and excitement over the baby who was yet to be born. She even gave me a name, Sharon, from the biblical rose of Sharon. I really don't know how she figured out that the baby would be a girl. There was no gender reveal back then. She was already welcoming to the world. My mom must have read the letter aloud while she was gently caressing her baby belly. She eventually gave me the letter when I was old enough to read. And what a delight it was to feel so welcome and loved. Magic. The next magic moment I can remember was when she waved her magic wand and transformed the laboratory of the Manila Sanitarium and Hospital into my playground. Just imagine that Auntie Mimi was bringing along with her a naughty little preschooler. She got me engaged in what she was doing. She introduced me to the mighty microscope and its basic parts. She even showed me slides with blood smears and allowed me to look at them under the monocular microscope. With her guidance, of course. She explained to me what those RBCs were. That was my first brush with microbiology. And because I was a dynamo, she had to create more magic for me as we went to the other parts of the lab. She introduced me to the huge centrifuge machine that was going round and round. She showed me how it works and what it does to the test tubes inside it. I was filled with awe and wonder. Magic. More than a decade later, I found myself doing the same magical procedures in the laboratory as an undergraduate public health student at the University of the Philippines. I guess the magic in my childhood years stayed on with me and found its expression. Auntie Mimi continued to create several magic moments that delighted me as I was growing up. Later on in life, she showed a different brand of magic, the magic that she created in her life.
This she did through the stories that she shared with me, the magic of gratefulness. She was grateful that she was in the US for her vacation when the war broke out in Kuwait. She was spared from the horrors of war in her place of work. Perfect timing. Magic. And because she was in the US for an extended period of time, she was grateful for the loving care of family and for the extra time that allowed her to review for the medical technology state board exams. Of course, she passed the state board exams. Brilliant lady and brilliant use of time. Magic. She believed that she was always in God's canopy of protection. God's magic for Auntie Mimi. I believe that Auntie Mimi also sparked some magic in your life. That is why you are here today to honor her and pay your last respects. Remember the magic in her sweet smile at the end of a long day. Remember the magic in her warm congratulatory message when you accomplished important milestones in your life. Remember the act of kindness that she showed you when you needed help. Let this magic live on in your hearts and treasure the gifts that she has shared with you. Auntie Mimi, I love you and you know that. Thrive, enjoy, my dear Auntie Mimi. Gwendolyn Teresita Manalo Ramos.
And for our closing hymn, we'll be singing Blessed Assurance in your faith program. Shall we all rise?
behalf of the Manalo family, we would like to thank you again for celebrating Miami's wonderful life with us together today. I'm so blessed I was able to grow up with her in our home, and later in my college years, I was able to stay with her in her home as well. I will miss her thoughtful gifts and her storytelling. We will cherish the many fun moments and memories that we shared with her, and hope you will continue to share your stories as well. We invite you to return tomorrow for the final viewing and committal service. Please refer to the program for more information and also see the link for her memorial website. As we close the service, may all these good thoughts be an encouragement to every friend and family member that have come here today. Please also see the additional acknowledgements in the program. For everybody, we thank you again for your support through prayer offerings, flower tributes, encouraging notes, and your phone calls. And again, thank you to Montecito Memorial Park and everyone who helped put all the programming together from here, local, and also in the Philippines as well. Please bow your heads with me for a closing prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for bringing all of Miami's family, friends, and coworkers together to celebrate her life. Please continue to grant us comfort, strength, and peace during this difficult time. I'm sure it will be soon and very soon that we will see her joyful smile again. Please bless all of us and continue to protect us throughout the day and our journeys as we continue to meet together. Amen. Thank you, everybody.